Hello everyone, this is Johannes.
And this is Serva.
And you are watching Board Gaming Ramblings.
And today we're taking a look at the Isle of Cats.
Which is a game designed by Frank West and released by the City of Games.
It plays from 1 to 4 players in 60 to 90 minutes.
So this is another big Kickstarter game that we got from Kickstarter.
Yeah.
So another game you didn't know anything about before it arrived.
That's true.
And a game I didn't really know a lot about before it arrived, because sometimes I back Kickstarter just because they look nice. So here it comes.
It's about cats.
This is where it comes out, this is the confessions of a Kickstarter addict. But some games, of course, some games I back on Kickstarter because of hype, and this got a lot of hype. And it looked amazing, and also it had these Tetris like a Tetris style thing, which I love. So it was an easy thing to back it without knowing too much about the gameplay and too much of what I ought to expect, basically.
Yeah.
So the Isle of Cats is a game with actually a pretty cool theme. It's a really fun story.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so in this game you are villagers of a city. I don't remember the name of the city. And this bad guy, do you remember his name?
No,
it's
I don't.
It's a Wee something. It's called Wish or Wesh or something.
Yeah, Dark Wish or something.
He's bad, basically. He's coming because his army of evil is no more resources left. So they have to go to an island that is full of resources and harvest the resources, cut down the trees, to take everything. And on that island, which is the Isle of Cats, there's a lot of cats. But we as mere villagers, we cannot really do anything to stop the villain, but we can save the cats.
Yeah.
So we are those villagers trying to save cats, and then we're trying to, this is where the theme is getting strange. We're trying to do it best and in strange ways, depending on what kind of lessons we learn on the island. What kind of ways the cats want to be. Like, these cats want to be together, and this cat want to be alone, and this cat want to be together with 4 other cats of different colors. So there are really specific cats that are really strange on this island, but we are trying over 5 days, which is 5 rounds, to get cats in the best way possible.
I think it's really cat-like. I want to be saved, but I want to be saved in a specific way.
Yeah, that sounds like a cat, yeah. So what you're doing in this game is that it's a pretty straightforward game. First in every round, you're getting 20 new fish, which is the resources of the game. Then you're drafting cards in a pretty basic way. You're going to get 7 cards, choose 2 instead of 1 to get the draft go a little bit faster. So you're going to choose 2, 2, 2, and then you get the last ones, of course. You choose 2, send them along, get new card, choose 2, and so on. Then after that, you do, like in Terraforming Mars, for example, you look at those cards and you choose which ones you want to keep. So you don't have to keep every card that you drafted because they have a cost. You then pay the cost of the cards you want to keep in fish. And after that, everyone can play some of these blue lesson cards with different scoring possibilities to the end of the game. Then you will play baskets, and different rescue cards will show how fast you're running from your boat to the island, and how many baskets you have to save cats in, because the cats can only be in different baskets, and the cats are stretched. They want to be in this basket, so you do that as kind of a draft for different cats that are drawn randomly out of a bag. Then you're going to play some treasure cards and some oh shucks cat cards to give you these crazy special cats. And you're going to continue doing that for 5 rounds, and at the end of the game you're going to get points for the different families of cats, which is the same color adjacent to each other, and you're going to get points for all of the lesson cards that you have. You're also going to get some negative points if you didn't kill the rats on the boat, and also there's 7 rooms on the boats that you want to try to fill out, and you're going to get 5 negative points for each of them. That was a pretty extensive overview. That's basically the whole game.
Yeah, that was thorough.
You could almost play the game over that, but don't. But that shows that it is a pretty simple game. It is a pretty simple game, but it does have a rulebook.
I like your transitions.
Yeah, I like my segments.
Yeah.
They're really good transitions there. Games need rulebooks. So this is a 24-page rulebook. It's a very good rulebook. It's really simple because the game is simple. It's colorful. It shows everything, easily shows all of the different rooms here. It has a lot of pictures. It had different, it's basically a good rulebook. It thoroughly explains all the different ways to score, all the different ways the different phases of the round works. It's just there's a single thing that people have been talking about, is that at the beginning of the game they're talking about these discovery cards which you are supposed to use, and at the end of the game, the last Basically, the last page of the game shows you how to use different lesson modules. And if you only have the base game of this, it's not going to be a problem. But if you have the Kickstarter version, I know a lot of people have basically shuffled everything together from the box, and that will not make the game fun because you will have too many of these lessons and not enough other cards coming out.
Oh.
So that is just like, but this is written for people basically who have the retail version, which that's not going to be a problem. So all in all, a good rule book with an FAQ on the back. Nothing bad to say. It looks good, it feels good, and the game is pretty simple.
Yeah.
It's a pretty straightforward game. So, artwork. This game has amazing artwork, right?
Yeah, the cat looks adorable and they're different. I read like the backstory of each faction of cat.
Oh yeah, you did,
the color, and they really like they put some thought into it. It just looks really nice, and the fish is also nice, and how you place them on the board. It's easy to see which colors is where.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's nice.
It is basically, it's a really beautiful artwork. All of the different cats, which are in different positions depending on the tetramanual piece, and all of them have different artwork. I think that the same like piece of each color is kind of the same, but each of the colors are different. So it's going to be like, because this blue one has this kind of a thing, and the red look like that, so it's going to be different anyways. And it looks really beautiful. The boats are big, like it's a. Even though like it's a big boat, it doesn't really take that much of space on the table because there's not so much stuff. It's the cats and some treasures basically is what is on the table at all times,
Yeah,
and the
that's true.
boats.
Yeah.
So, but it looks really intriguing. Like if you play with people who like aesthetically good-looking games, you're gonna be people like, "Ooh, this looks nice," because it is beautiful. It's really colorful.
so good.
It's like an inviting game. It's gonna be a
Yeah.
game that you are gonna think, "Oh, this looks fun."
Yeah.
So for people who enjoy that, like for people that is important for, it's not that important for me, but I like it when it happens, and this absolutely have great artwork.
Yeah, I agree.
Amazing. So yeah, we play this game. There is an expansion for the game, which you can play 5 and 6 players. We did play 6 players.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that experience soon, but other than that, we have played 2 and 3 players.
Yes.
And what do you think about those player counts? It's taken about... The 2-player and 3-player took about an hour, 15 minutes, and the 6-player took about 2 hours.
Yeah, I think like scaling wise, I won't say it as a problem, but it definitely has a sweet spot for me because 2 players, we haven't played solo because we are not solo gamers.
I almost actually thought about doing it, but I did something else instead.
Yeah. So I think the 2-player was like too little interaction maybe. The draft wasn't that fun.
No.
And there wasn't like that many cats to choose from, so there's easier going to be turns where there's no green cats or no blue or no treasure. So that way more players was fun, but 6 players that was chaotic.
I felt like I didn't really feel it was too chaotic. Basically, I think I agree with you. Like you can't plan anything.
No.
Like if more people want the same colors as you, but then again, there's like the chance of there being more of that color is higher. So it's
but you're trying to kind of look what cats, because you're drafting the cats later on as well, and you're kind of wanting to see, oh, you're going for the green cats, then I should probably get that green that I need.
Yeah, that's true.
Fast. So when you're playing a lot of players, that's harder to keep track of.
Yeah.
And also when you're passing cards around, you have like some people can come up with some lesson cards in the end of the game that you have no idea that even existed. And that can happen sometimes in 2 and 3 players as well, but there are fewer of them. So you have a little more control of what's happening.
I think I'd rather play 6 than 2.
Yeah.
Like the only reason why not is because of the length of the game. But then again, I wouldn't choose to play this as 2 because it's a drafting game. In its heart, like both the drafting of the cards and basically the buying of the cats is kind of a draft, but just in a different way.
Yeah.
Depending on what kind of money you have and how many baskets you have. I mean, fish, not money. So that's not a pure draft, but it's basically like a open draft kind of thing.
Yeah, that's true. The cats, you need fish to save them as well.
Yeah, so you need fish both to buy the cards and to
save
the
cats.
cats, and some more cheaper than others, which just randomly put out. But yeah, I feel 6 players is too much. Like I don't see the need for that like 5 and 6 player expansion. No. If you're not like, if you buy this game and you're gonna in retail and you're gonna be like, oh my god, this is amazing game. This is game I'm gonna play all the time. And you're usually 5 or 6 players. and I don't mind like the downtime, because that was the biggest problem. Like 2 hours was too much for this game. Just to say that I would never want to play this. Like I wouldn't actually say no if someone's like, oh, I really want to play Hollow Cats and with 6 players. I would say it's fine. If there's nothing I really want to play and we could rather split up into 3-player groups.
Yeah, it works okay. I just don't think it's a game that, it kind of overstays its welcome for me when it lasts that long. Yeah.
And it adds nothing, which it's kind of like coming to the point, like I think 2-player is okay. If you like 2-player games and don't mind that drafting isn't too interesting, I think that's going to be cool. And then 3 and 4 players probably going to add something, because it adds more cards in the mix, it adds more cats and some more interaction. But then if you add the 5 and 6 players, probably not going to add anything else than just time, which is always what I say, like you're coming to that sweet spot, then just adding time. So if you don't mind the time, it's going to be almost as good of a game.
Yeah, that's true.
If you don't if you really enjoy the game, it doesn't gonna matter too much to you.
Yeah, I agree.
But I'm not gonna say like go out and buy that 5 and 6 player expansion, because it's amazing with 5 and 6.
No, yeah,
so,
I agree.
It's a pretty light game.
Yeah, it is pretty light. It has like, it's easy to compare it to Seven Wonders, because that's also a drafting game that isn't that complex. Here it's a lot more going on though, so there's more elements to it. But there is like a family dumbed down version.
Yeah, I haven't even read the rules for that. Yeah, because we only played the
But I think that's
version.
nice that they've thought of that families might enjoy the theme and try to make a more accessible version of it. I really like that.
Yeah, but it's a as I said, I didn't know what to expect, but I knew it wasn't going to be a heavy game. It said like a medium strategy game. I think it is that. Like it's on the lighter scale of the medium. It's not really. There's really nothing here where we talked about this the other day. Like for me, there's no time in this game where I go like, oh, what am I supposed to do? I have these 3 choices and everyone is amazing. It's mostly I look at the cards and I see. Sometimes, of course, in draft it's going to be, oh, I want these 3 cards, but I can only choose 2. Then you think for 30 seconds or 5 seconds, and you just choose 2, which is going to probably I say, okay, this is going to be best for me. There's no really hard decisions in that, and in the drafting of the cast, it's going to be, if it's still the color I need, I'm going to take that, and if it's cheap, I'm going to take that. If it's not, like I never saw, because it's not a game where you're going to fill out your boat. It's not a game where you're going to. Like there's one like lesson cards will give you 25 points to fill out your boat. Not gonna happen if you don't like all the stars align but I almost filled my boat, but I was still pretty far away. I would have needed like 1 or 2 more rounds to be able to do that. But what I was going to say, what I started on? I started talking about
the decision making.
Yeah, the decision making. Yeah, because of the sizes and the shapes of the cats. Isn't even like that big of a deal. For me, it never was like, a couple of times I would rather have that than that, but that is also fine. So if I could go fast, I would go and take that, which was the best shape. But there wasn't really, what I'm trying to say like really shortly instead of rambling for 16 minutes is that there's, for me, really no hard decisions here.
And I disagree a little bit. I think there is decisions in the cards, also because you can hate draft in this game, because you don't have to pay. You can just throw away the cards that you don't want, and you don't need to pay for all of them if you don't want them. And I think that makes the draft more interesting. And also the decision with the drafting 2 cards each time makes the draft more easy. Because you can kind of, okay, I need this basket, but I also fancy this lesson right here. You don't need to like, oh, I need to save with that basket. I hope there's a lesson like down the road. So I think that's a great thing. But also the cards, cats with the shapes. Because then you kind of need, and here is where the interaction gets interesting, I think. Because I can see that I need this cat. To finish this family and to get this treasure, I need the cat. That one. But you're not that interested in that. I think you're going for the other one that I kind of want, but I don't need it. And then you're just like, should I take the chance that I'm reading your like playstyle correctly and go for the one that I don't think that I'll get if you take it first, or should I just play safe and go for the one that I absolutely need in case you're just like tricking me? I think there's some interesting decision making here, but it's not a problems in this game. I think when you first time around, it can be a little overwhelming with the rules, but other than that, when you get into it, I think this is made to be it's not made to give you this like brain burning moments, and I like that, especially when you're adding a fifth and sixth player. Yeah.
A fifth and a fifth player.
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't mean that there's no interesting decisions. Like there are actually there, but there's no really hard decisions for me. Like not to say like, oh, I'm so good at this game, because I'm not. But and maybe that's why like I'm bad at the game, because I'm just doing the decisions, and you will win because you know what you're doing. But yeah,
like
actually,
the theory. Yeah.
I like the decisions. They're fun decisions, but they're not like. So if you are looking at a game and you think like, oh, this looks complex or something, it's not. Like it's that. That's basically what I'm saying. There's nothing here that makes me think more than maybe 15-20 seconds before choosing what I need to do.
And I think actually like the most complex thing about this game is getting over the rules the first time you play it, because you the people who are drawn to this game maybe expect an even lighter game. Maybe I don't know. The ones we played it with had some struggle with getting like all the when they're playing this card and that card, and when you done over that, I think it's gonna play pretty fast, because there's not that much to think about.
No, but it's basically what you're saying, that it's not a gateway game, but it is a game that you can play with somebody who's played a couple of games.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
And also like building towards these lessons is really interesting.
So what do you think about the replayability of the Isle of Cats?
I think I enjoy playing with more than, I think 4-player would be fun to play with, because you're going through more of the cards, and I think it depends a little on like what cards you're going through, but it's okay if you get a lot of different lessons each time and have something different to go for, it will feel a little different, but other than that, it's basically the same game over and over again.
Yeah, it's gonna feel pretty much the same. Like the boats are a little bit different with where you are at these treasure maps, which will give you treasures, and where the rats are, that's gonna be different, but that's not gonna change how you play.
No.
Basically, it's just like I like they've done it, because then it's not going to be like, it's almost always best to start with this color. What will change is of course what cards you draw and which cats get drawn.
Yes.
But it's not going to really change the game a lot.
No.
As you said, the thing is that you have these lesson modules, and in the base game, if you buy the retail, if I'm not wrong, there's only a lesson module A, B, and C, and you always use all of them. That means there's basically no changing them out if you only have the retail version.
Okay.
In the Kickstarter version, there was 3 more. This might be like added as in the retail as well, but I think it's only 3 in the retail, and there's some in the expansion. So if you want to have more of these, you have to buy the expansion or get the Kickstarter pack. I'm pretty sure it's going to be, there's no Kickstarter exclusives here. I'm pretty sure it's going to be available on their website, which is good if you want more of that. But I think I would have liked there to be, maybe if there was 3 that you use in each game, I'd like there to be 6 in the retail version. So you could mix and match some. Oh no, we're going to do A and D and B, for example, so that you can have more variation in what lessons come out. Which is the only thing that I would say is not good for replayability, is that it's going to be kind of static if you don't have one or more of those lessons.
Yeah, that's true. So yeah, I'm not impressed by the replayability.
No, it's like it's as with most of these kind of games. If you like the game, you can play it quite a while before you get bored of it. It depends on, like, it's hard to talk about replayability, and we talk about this a lot because...
for us it doesn't really matter anyway, so...
No, but it's interesting to see, like, it's interesting for people to see, like, that's the reason why we talk about it, because some people still like to play their games like 10, 15, 20 times. And I don't think I would like to play this 10, I don't think there's anything to like, oh, now I want to try out this, and now I want to try out this. You probably, like, after 3, 4, 5 plays, you probably have seen all the game has to offer. So then it's gonna be like, if you enjoy the game and you just want a lighter game to play and you like the interaction, it's gonna be fun to infinity, but it's
Yeah.
not like a lot of variability here. It's basically more what we're talking about in replayability than replayability, basically.
Yeah, I agree.
Because the variability here is the aspect that we're talking about.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe
yeah.
we should change replayability to variability in
maybe we
setup and
should.
gameplay and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So the most important thing is the game fun.
It's so cozy. It's just like nice. It's nice puzzling with these cute cats and drawing some cards, and it feels like kind of what do you call it? School night game. I don't know, because you don't need to like put your heart into it
Or your brain.
or your brain.
It's better to put your heart into it because you need to save those cats.
That's true. So yeah, I just think it's nice.
Yeah, you're not like head over heels.
No, I'm not.
No.
But I would play it. I think it's nice.
So when I played 2 players, I was like, this is okay, nothing special. Then we played 6 players, I was like, okay, this is better, but takes too long. Then I played 3 players, and I was like, okay, this is fun, because now it takes 1 hour and 10 minutes. It goes quickly, and there's just enough decisions for me.
Yeah.
Like, it is a very fun game. It's a game like I don't know how much I'm gonna play it, like, because but it looks nice. It's a game that you can bring out to almost anybody, and it's beautiful, and it's a great gameplay. So I think it's really fun. So should we do final thoughts?
Yeah.
Because I was almost on my way to final thoughts.
Yeah. Then you keep going.
I can keep going because I never do that. Okay, so final thoughts for the other cast. I think this is a great game. I kind of clicked for me the 3rd time. First couple of times I thought it was okay. 3rd time I really started to enjoy it. I think this is a game that I will like to play more. I think it's a fun game. I don't think it isn't made for heavy Euro gamers, and you know that we aren't only heavy Euro gamers. We enjoy different kind of games, and this is a game I enjoyed quite a bit. I like the puzzling aspect, even though it isn't really restrictive here for me, but there's like in the end of the game, you're like, oh yeah, I really need this piece now because I can fit it in there. But mostly you're just building in. It's cozy. It's really cozy, as you say.
Yeah.
It's just enough to think about. It's just enough choices to make it interesting enough to play. I enjoy it. I would like to play it again. I'm going to give it a 7.5. Good game, not amazing, but I like it and I want to keep it.
Yep. I agree with most of that. What I like about this game is just playing it, like drafting some tiles and drafting some cards and trying to. I'm really like, I really want to go for these lessons and try to like have something different to go for, and just like, oh, points for every red cat. That's my goal then. I think that's fun, and also just puzzling and getting my little puzzle with filling out the rooms and getting like these bonus treasures along the way. I think that's really nice. What I don't like about this game, there's nothing to really dislike, but it's everything in the game seems familiar.
Yeah.
There's nothing really new to it, and
Except the theme.
yeah, that's true. But on the other hand, that might be a positive thing too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like cozy and familiar. I enjoy it, especially with 3 and 4 players. I imagine I will like it at 4 as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm going to give it a 7.
Cool. So that is a 7.5 from me and a 7 from you.
Yes.
That's the end of this video. If you're still here, please subscribe to our channel if you haven't done so. You can also check us out on Patreon if you want to support us more. And that's the end. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Johannes.
And I'm Sunniva.
And you've been watching Board Gaming Ramblings, and bye-bye.